15 years old. Started off in a steakhouse, washing dishes, prepping, and butchering meats, and then moved myself up to the kitchen, started cooking a little more. I liked knives ever since I was 5 years old, and I realized that the kitchen world has knives and fire, so you know, it's kind of fun to be around. Yeah. Get paid to do it. The first knife I ever got was a little pocket knife. I got it when I was 5 or 6 years old and had it only a couple weeks when I was running around the house with it. I slipped and fell and stabbed myself in the head. I had to get 6 stitches from that. So my parents continued to buy me more knives after that. I must have had 12 more knives before I was 10. The Japanese knives I carry, a lot of them are thin blade knives, which is really just a lot thinner towards that edge, which that's where your precision comes in. If you could have a really thin knife with a knife that holds an edge, that's where you can get the most control. So the Japanese ones I carry, a lot of stainless steel, some different carbon steels. And the German I carry, maybe just 2 companies. They're a little thicker, heavier duty bolter knives that are meant to be kind of beat up a little more. The sharpening I do is all Japanese whetstone sharpening. It's different grades and grits of stones that have a clay content in them, and that kind of helps. It's a really light abrasive that still removes some metal on the knife, but it doesn't leave deep gouges like any sort of belt sharpening would do. Like high-speed belts that remove a lot of metal, which also heats up that knife. With these stones, it keeps the metal nice and cool, which is important in that heat treating process. Yeah, and I also finish all the knives on 2 different grades of leather strops, just like a barber shop would use on their straight razor. And that's what takes your knife to like the absolute sharpest. That's where you can shape with it. Heat treating is the most important thing to me about a good knife. And it's a process of hardening the steel and creating a really tight grain structure. If you have a sharp knife, you don't have to really push into something. If you're cutting an onion and you find that the layers of onion push apart and you slip off that, you're more liable to cut yourself. But if you have a sharp knife, it goes exactly where you want. If you know how to use a sharp knife, you're less likely to cut yourself. So I get an equal mix of both professional cooks and home cooks, people that just love knives. They either bring in their old beat up knives to get tuned up, or they're bringing in a really nice high-end knife to get sharpened as well, or they want to replace some of their old knives with Japanese knives. So it's kind of a mix of everyone, young and old, professional, non-professional. I sharpen everything. I've sharpened 25-pound guillotine blades for paper cutting, these giant curved blades that are meant for chopping hundreds of heads of cabbage at a time. Hunting knives, pocket knives, straight razors, scissors, chisels, pretty much anything with an edge.